radii increases, the metallic character also increases. Why? Because the metallic character is the ease of losing electron. If the nuclear pull is becoming feeble with the addition of the shells, so what will happen? The tendency of losing electron will increase. So the metallic character increases. Metallic character increases. Ionization potential decreases, means the amount of energy needed to remove the electron decreases. So if the amount of energy needed to remove electron decreases, what will happen to the metallic character? It will increase. So as we move down the group, metallic character is increasing. Across a period, metallic character is decreasing. Just the reverse for non-metals. What happens in a non-metal as we move down? First, let us take an example of this. This is group 1. Cesium. Francium is radioactive, so we don't take that into account. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, and cesium. Of these, no doubt that alkali metals will be in every period, alkali metals are the strongest metals. But in the group itself, in this family of alkali metals, which is most metallic? Cesium, right at the bottom, which has the biggest size and least ionization potential. And which is the least metallic? Lithium, because it has the smallest size and least ionization, least ionization potential. So we see that IP is decreasing, size is increasing, metallic character is increasing, reducing tendency is increasing, and there are some other that we'll discuss after this, like oxides, basic strength of oxides, alkaline property, all that also increase along with it. Now let's go to the non-metallic character. Down a group. Non-metallic character, as you see that atomic radii increases. So atomic radii increases, non-metallic character will decrease. Non-metallic character is due to the attractive force and pulling electron into its valence shell. So if the nuclear pull becomes faint, then what will happen? The electrons will not be pulled effectively. So as the atomic radii increases, the non-metallic character decreases. Also, the ionization potential. Ionization potential decreases, metallic character increases, but non-metallic character decreases. Electron affinity increases, then the non-metallic character will increase. But if IP decreases, then the non-metallic character decreases. Let's take the group halogens. This is group 17, halogens. Bromine. The most non-metallic or the most electronegative over here will be fluorine. And then the non-metallic character is gradually decreasing. We have seen that in alkali metals, the metallic character is increasing down a group. In halogens, the non-metallic character is decreasing down a group. As the size of the atom increases, the electron affinity will decrease. The distance of the valence shell is increasing. As a result, the nucleus will not be able to pull the electron towards its electron affinity will be less. So the non-metallic character is decreasing as you are moving down. Now let's take group 14. Carbon, germanium, tin, lead. Carbon is a non-metal This is a semi-metal or metalloid. Again, this is also metalloid. These two are metals. Here also we see non-metallic character is decreasing and metallic character is increasing. So this was about the, so what is the most metallic element? Cesium. And most non-metallic element is fluorine. Right on top of the halogen is the most non-metallic element, and right at the bottom of the alkali metals is the most metallic element. Most non-metallic fluorine, most metallic cesium. Now the other properties, this is about your metallic character and non-metallic character. Now some other related characters are the, let us see the reactivity first, how the reactivity increases and decreases. Let us see the trend in reactivity. Metals, because metallic character is increasing down a group, reactivity also increases. The reactivity will increase, and the reactivity here will decrease across. Suppose we write the second period. Here in a period also the non-metallic and metallic character, see this is the most metallic and then the metallic strength reduces. Here comes the metalloid and then the non-metals. Here in the next period, here's the metalloid, here's the metalloid. So what will happen to the reactivity? This is most reactive, this is most reactive. So reactivity is decreasing. Reactivity decreases. This is the least reactive, the boron, silicon, metalloids. These are called the semiconductors also. These are least reactive. Then again, after this, this is least reactive. And then again reactivity increases, and this group, halogens, they become the most reactive. So again reactivity increases. And halogens are the most reactive. In the reverse order you can write, but then it is reactivity decreases. If you are writing in the reverse order, then it is reactivity decreases. This is about the reactivity. Now let's see what the nature of the oxides. Nature of oxides and hydroxides. Down a group. The basic strength of the oxides of alkali metals will increase down a group. The metallic character increases. The metallic character increases, the reducing property increases. Cesium is the most metallic, cesium is the strongest reducing agent. The oxide, the basic strength of the oxide increases, means Na2O, Li2O, Na2O, K2O. On these, if I ask you that which is stronger, this or this, then naturally this is, potassium oxide will be a stronger base. So basic character increases as well as the alkaline strength. These are all soluble in water, so they make strong alkalis. So the alkaline strength also increases down a group. The strongest alkaline substance is cesium hydroxide. LiOH, NaOH, KOH. Which is stronger, NaOH or KOH? KOH, because this is occupying a lower position. As you are moving down, the alkaline strength of the hydroxide is increasing. The strongest alkali is cesium hydroxide. Now across a group, what happens? Across a period, what happens? You can take this. Oxides across a period. All the oxides are written. Sodium oxide, strongly basic, very strong base. This is the strong base, strongly basic. Then this is also basic, but not a very strong base. This is just basic. This is amphoteric. Amphoteric means it acts both as an acid and a base. It will react with an acid as well as a base. So Al2O3 is amphoteric. Then this is a weak, feeble acidic, very weak acid. P2O5, fairly acidic acid. This is a strong acid. You know, when it is dissolved in water forms sulfuric acid, quite a strong acid. And this is very strong acid. So across a period, what is the trend that we see? Strongly basic oxides tend to, the basic nature decreases. Becomes amphoteric, acidic nature increases. At the end, strongly acidic. Now some other physical properties. The physical properties like melting and boiling points. Melting and boiling points of metals decrease and non-metals increase. Melting point, boiling point. Metals decrease down a group and non-metals increase. See, what happens is the physical state of the non-metals also differ. On top, fluorine, chlorine, these are gases. And as you then bromine is a liquid. Iodine is a solid. So as the physical state is also changing and the melting and boiling points are increasing. Metals, melting boiling point decreasing. Non-metals, melting and boiling point are increasing. Density increases down a group, both. Density will increase down a group. Across a period, the melting and boiling points across a period increases up to group 14 and then decreases. Increases up to group 14 and then again decreases, then decreases. Now this sums up the periodic properties. One more thing, the stability of atoms. Stability is due to the neutron-proton ratio. If you see the lighter elements, like say carbon, or say helium, the subscript is the atomic number and the superscript is the mass number. What do we see? That the mass number is almost double of the atomic number. Mass number is 4, double of atomic number. And in those elements which